Yes, sir.
Okay. So, good evening, friends. I am Bharathraj here,
Good evening, sir. Bharathraj garu.
welcoming all the participants of this event today and the friends and relatives of Mr. D.S. Hegde, the renowned speaker of today's session. So, welcome to all his family members, friends and relatives, and all Samprabha members who are participating today's session. So, with the permission and guidance of our President, Sri Narayan Swami sir, and our Kodandram, and Vasudevan, who is the architect of this Sambhashane, which is entering as a silver event today. It is the 25th session. So it is a moment of jubilation and exuberance for all of us. So all Samprabha members, we are in a very jubilant mood for the successful continuity of this wonderful session. So this Sambhashane, as I already told our Vasudevan, he has named this very meaningfully and very sensibly. So that is double E. One E represents electronic, and another E refers this one, this. So that way, this Sambhashane has become more meaningful and unique. So this Sambhashane all these days have covered very diverse subjects from diverse speakers, right from education, ancient wisdom, philately, health, and financial advice,
Cyber technical, sir.
cyber security, whatnot. Almost all subjects which are very useful and useful to our day-to-day life, and which throws some light on our ancient knowledge and even on science, medical science, all those things. So we are very successful in bringing out this session week after week. So I congratulate and thank all the supporting members, our technical team, our president, and Kodandram and Vasudevan, who are the real architects behind this successful session. So coming to today's subject, Yoga in Scriptural Roots, Eternal Wisdom for Modern Living. Friends, as we know, Yoga has become very, very crucial nowadays and gaining importance day by day. It is a gift of ancient wisdom to the modern world. So the whole world is thankful to India and looking at India for contributing such a noble gift. This yoga and meditation, as you know, they were not only indispensable tools for philosophical path, but also healing tools in our modern medical science, which has been gracefully acknowledged by medical universities of Western world also. So this main concept behind this yoga is Chitta Vritti Nirodha, which Hegde is going to explain it elaborately. That is calming down the fluctuating mind. So that is the main phenomena behind this yoga. And today, whole world is observing June 21st as International Yoga Day, which was proposed by our Honorable Prime Minister in General Assembly of UN in 2014 and brought into practice on June 21st, 2015. And he performed this yoga for the first time in India at Rajpath, New Delhi, which became the routine Yoga Day, International Yoga Day all over the world. So all this credit goes to, again, Indian ancient wisdom, which our today's speaker, D.S. Hegde, is carrying on the torch forward, and is contributing and serving our society to the great extent. So this is all about introduction of today's session. And coming to the introduction of the speaker. So I want to be a little informal while introducing our today's very interesting speaker, D.S. Hegde, our friend and colleague. So D.S. Hegde, first I was attracted by his name. Devaru Shantaram Hegde. So Devaru is his first name and Hegde is his family name. So I got a little surprised to know Devaru has his first name, and I talked to him and he said some of his ancestors was named as Devaru for the first time. Then it has become a tradition in his family to name as Devaru every alternate grandson of the family. That is why our DS Hegde is also named as Devaru, which means Bhagwan in Hindi and God in English. So Devaru is his first name, which is Bhagwan or God. So it is a very unique and a special thing which attracted me. And DS Hegde, as every achiever, which is very common for every achiever, he spent hardship in his childhood and a rich scholarship and a cultural heritage or lineage from his mother's side. So it is a combination of furnace and mold. Furnace of hardship one side, father side, and a mold of scholarship from mother side. As I know from his own explanation, his grandfather, maternal grandfather, Veda Vidwan Sri Ramachandra Shastri, was a veteran Sanskrit scholar of his years, and he was honorable member of Royal Court of Mysore Maharaja, who honored him with a title Suri, and he commanded great respect from Royal Court of Mysore, and he was a great scholar. So Hegde was fortunate enough to undergo his Upanayana, Samskara, and all those things at the guidance and patronage of his great grandfather, Sri Ramachandra Shastri. And he is very, he remembers those days of learning our ancient wisdom from his beloved grandfather as his golden period of his life. So it has influenced him to the great extent, and I think sowed seeds of his desire or lust for learning our ancient Indian wisdom from his grandfather, and it was ably supported by his maternal uncles, who were also highly educated and scholars. So that way, Mr. Hegde's early life is a combination of hardship and scholarship. And it is, I take liberty and permission from my friend Hegde to say that because of his financial hardship, he could not continue his education after SSLC comfortably. So he was in dark how to continue his education or his lead his life. So at that time, one of his neighbor, Mr. Sri Krishna Hegde, he helped him by giving 300 rupees on those days, which helped him to complete his PUC education. See, think of those days. Just by 300 rupees, Mr. Hegde passed his PUC, and he was again searching to settle down, how to settle down in life. Then one of his maternal uncle asked him to fill up one of the forms in Kannada newspaper, which was a application form for joining Indian Air Force. So surprisingly and accidentally, our DS Hegde filled up that application form, and without his knowledge, his maternal uncle posted that application to Indian Air Force, which a turning point in his life. That is how he joined Indian Air Force. So the cultural background inherited by his great grandfather, coupled with patriotism in his Air Force career. So dedication, resilience, and discipline he got from his grandfather, and it was nurtured and molded in Indian Air Force in a patriotic fervor. So Hegde became a complete personality because of this, what to say, a sort of a training and test of his life. He passed it through successfully, and now he joined our department after retiring from Indian Air Force, serving for 15 years. And he retired in 2020. And retirement came as a blessing or boon for him to open up to this yoga field. And now he has been, he is a now certified yoga teacher and evaluator by Ministry of Ayush, Government of India. And he's also a certified yoga teacher from Sri, that is Art of Living Foundation. And he is now a faculty in our NASIN. And Mr. Hegde has been teaching yoga to the public and the government officers and in the corporate institutions. So that way, he has fully dedicated to this yoga life after his retirement, and he has been a gem to this society who is spreading the knowledge of ancient wisdom. He is also influenced and inherited by his mother about this yoga. His mother is around 83, 84-year-old now. She is still performing yoga. You imagine, definitely it might have influenced and inspired our DS Hegde to prosper in this yoga field. And that is how he is fortunate to get such gifts from his lineage. So this is the informal introduction of Mr. Hegde. And now I tell one more point. He is born on 19th June 1960. Just 2 days. His birthday is just 2 days before our International Yoga Day. See the coincidence. 19th June is his birthday. 21st June is International Yoga Day. So that is how destiny has joined Mr. Hegde to the yoga field. So it is a great thing. Today, our DS Hegde is opening up with all his experience and his teaching to all our Samprabha members. Once again, I welcome DS Hegde with love and affection, and I request all the members to carry the precious message from our DS Hegde. Thank you all. Over to you, Mr. Hegde.
Yeah, thank you, sir. I'll just share a PPT. Yeah. So thank you, Shri Bharathraj sir, for elaborate introduction, which is more than requirement. I also welcome all the participants of Samprabha team and President and Press Secretary, everybody, for this event. And without losing much time, let us start with before that, I am lucky enough to occupy this hot seat on the day of our Silver Jubilee celebration. And for that, I thank Sri Ramji and the Samprabha team for giving me the chance. And without losing much time, we'll start with the yoga. As usual, Mangala Shloka. Adishwaraya pranamami tasmai yenopadishta hathayoga vidya vibhrajate pranataraja yoga arodumicho madhirohini. That is the Mangala Shloka of the great book which we are going to discuss now. The meaning is that I salute the creator of the universe who gave me this knowledge of Hatha Yoga, which is blooming in the form of Raja Yoga and which serves as a ladder for spiritual realization. That is the meaning of this sloka. And the book we are going to discuss now is Gheranda Samhita. Gheranda Samhita starts like this. It is a book. It is a Hatha Yoga practice which is of Mr. Gheranda, Rishi Gheranda, Sage Gheranda, and King Chandakapali. The King Chandakapali and Rishi Gheranda. It is a dialogue between them, and it starts like this. the two slokas of the introduction I have taken. Ekada chanta kapalir gatva gheranda kutira pranamya vinayat bhaktya gherandam paripricchati. The king Chandakapala must have lived in the period of Sage Gheranda. He visits the ashrama, the Kuttiram means ashrama. He visits the nearby ashrama of the Rishi Gheranda and requests him to teach Hatha Yoga for him. That is what it says. Gatastha Yogam Yogesha Tattvajnanam cha Karanam Idanim Shrotumichami Yogeshwara Vadapra. So you please teach me the Hatha Yoga. That's what the Rishi says, the king says. Now, the Gheranda Samhita is an ancient text of Hatha Yoga. The author of the book is the Chanda Vasu. It was written in 17th century AD. When I say it is written in 17th century, it does not mean the Gheranda ruled in that century. The teachings of Gheranda must have passed on over several centuries orally before it is written down. As you know, in our ancient times, in Gurukula, the Guru used to teach to the Shishyas in the ashrama. And like that, from Guru to Shishya, it must have passed over several centuries before it is writing down. About 14 manuscripts were found in the northeastern India during the 17th century, and based on that, the Chanda Vasu wrote this. The birth details of the Rishi is not known to us. Only thing we know is in the manuscript it is mentioned that Jale Vishnu, Tale Vishnu. And somewhere in some places the Lord Narayana is also mentioned, which indicates that Sage Gheranda must have followed the Vaishnava philosophy, and he is an accomplished Hatha Yogi. That much is only known to Rishi Gheranda. And King Chandakapali lived in the kingdom parallel to the age of Gheranda. So the book which now I am referring is the discourse by Swami Niranjanananda Saraswati. This discourse was written in 1992. So moving forward, Gheranda Samhita is a Saptanga Yoga, a seven-limbed yoga. It is not compulsory that the yoga should have only this many limbs or this many stages. It depends upon the teacher or the sage who will set how many limbs should be there. Depending upon the requirement at that particular period, the sages will set how many limbs should be there for his yoga teaching. So, for example, we see here this Gheranda Samhita is a Saptanga Yoga, and Patanjali Yoga Sutra is a Ashtanga Yoga, which we are taking up later. And similarly, the Goraksha Samhita, Shashta Yoga, is 6 limbs, and Hataratnamali and Hatha Yoga Pradeepiva, all these are ancient texts on yoga. They follow Chaturanga Yoga. Like that, different teachers have set out different limbs of yoga. And now we are taking 7 limbs of yoga. So what are the 7 limbs? Shatkarma, Mudra, Pratyahara, Pranayama, Dhyana, and Samadhi. These are the 7 limbs of this Saptanga Yoga. So moving forward, this yoga of Gheranda Maharshi is known as Gatastha Yoga. A lot of explanation is required to understand this. What is Gatastha Yoga? Ghata means basically a pot, mud pot. Okay. The shloka says, Amakumbha yuvabhyasto jiryamano sadagataha yoganalena sandahya ghatashuddhim samachare. That means our body invariably will decay in the earthen pot which is not baked. So, like a pot, it will decay if it is not baked. If a unbaked pot is kept in water. So our body should be tempered in the fire of yoga to purify. That is the meaning of this control of mind through the medium of body. Sharira madhyam khalu dharma sadhana. That is the basics of it. Is yoga. Now, when I say pot or ghata, a picture of a soil pot comes to in our mind. So when I say pot, when we see pot from outside, we see the shape of it, and inside what is filled we don't know. Similarly, the same principle should be compared with the ghata. Here, Geranda compares the ghata to our sharira. So here the ghata means sharira, our body. When we meet our body, when we say somebody, when we meet some person, we see from him from outside. He is dressed nicely, good person, tied up, looks nice. But what is inside the person, nobody knows. We don't know what is inside him. The ego, the jealousy, the temperament, the love, hatred, everything is filled in his body. So, to suppress the negative energy in the body and to wake up the positive energy in the body, Sage Geranda suggests the Ghatastha Yoga. So that is the meaning of this. Ghatastha Yoga. Ghatastha Yoga, when you read Ghatastha Yoga based on the body, it initially purifies our mind and later on it cleanses our mind and prepares the mind for the inner thinking of our mind. That is the meaning. So Sage Geranda says that body and mind are together. They are not different. Body and mind are together. Okay. The diseases in the body will create disorders in our mind. Similarly, disorders in our mind will create diseases in the body. Physically, if I am not well, I have a fever, I have a headache, I have a BP, I have a diabetes, my mind is not working properly. It is not thinking. Forget about the spiritual thinking. It will not be able to think about our day-to-day life when we are ill. So physical disorder create mental diseases. Similarly, if I am having headache and if I am having anger, and when I am having angry, somebody has blamed me, I am upset, that time my BP will shoot up. I may be prone to diabetes. I have headache. My acidity will increase. So like that, mental disorders are creating physical disease. So both mind and body are related. So when you do Ghatastha Yoga, based on body, when you do yoga, it will first purify our body. And in turn, it will eradicate the mental disorder. Mind will become calm. You are able to think more. You are able to perform your duties in a better way. And further, you are able to think about inner self in a better way. So when mind and body are calm, when mind and body are together, my mind is working better. It means that is the point the Ghatastha Yoga has started. That is the meaning of this Gatastha Yoga in brief. Now, moving further, the definition of yoga says that it is the union between individual consciousness and cosmic consciousness or universal consciousness. Okay. So, the sage Gerenda sets out 4 stages in the process of achieving yoga, achieving realization. Jijnasu, sadhaka, yogi, even. I don't know anything. I want to learn yoga. I become jijnasu, seeker. I have the hunger for knowledge. And I will go to the teacher, the sage, or ashrama, or any teacher. I want to learn the yoga. I start learning. I become sadhaka. And in the process, I learn the yoga. I start practicing it. I become yogi. And when I achieve further in yoga process, the dharana, dhyana, samadhi, I cross the stage, I reach the samadhi stage, I will become jivan, the liberated soul. That is the last stage. Let us not think much about it. We are just in the initial stage, jijnasa. So this is the process. This is the 4 stages which Rishi Gerenda explained as a beginner. This is the beginner. Now, the next is Nasti Maya Samapasho, Nasti Yogat Param Bhalam, Nasti Jnanat Paro Bandhu, Nahankarat Paro. That is the 4 sadhana. The Gerenda says, explains the 4 sadhana, the process of yoga sadhana. Nasti Maya Samapasho. There is no fetter like delusion. In this stage, we are fully immersed in the worldly enjoyment. We are not moving forward. Nasti yogat param. There is no force as powerful as yoga will teach us to cleanse our body, to cleanse our mind, to direct our mind towards powerful thinking, to further move inside ourselves, to think about ourselves. So, yoga is the most powerful. Nasti jnanat paro bandhu. The knowledge is everything. Nahi jnanena sadrasham, we say. So, knowledge, there is no greater friend than knowledge. Sage Gerenda explains here an example. 2 people, 2 friends were passing through a forest and they come across a bear, Karadi. So when they saw bear, the first friend climbed up the tree and saved himself. The second friend was not knowing how to climb the tree. He was helpless. Then he remembered that if I lie down like a dead body, the bear will not do anything. It will go on. So he lay down like a dead body. The bear came, it moved around his body, it came near his face, smelled it, and went away. Now the first man who climbed the tree came down and came to his friend. He asked him, what did the bear say about with you in the ears? It came to your knee. The second friend replied, it said, don't believe in your friend, you believe in your knowledge. The theme is that the knowledge of that bear will not disturb him if he lay down like a dead body has saved him. It is a small example of that particular period, which says that knowledge is all powerful. And nahankarat paro ripu. There is no worse enemy than the ego, ahankara. when we have ahankara inside us, it will not allow us to bend. It will not allow us to learn something. It is an obstacle in the way of knowledge. It will stop us from making friendship. It suppresses learning and stops our thinking. And so we have to suppress our ahankara, ego, to carry on with the learning process. That is the stage gerund of thinking about the yoga. Now, moving forward. Okay. Now, how to go about this yoga sadhana? The first thing is we have to understand ourselves. When we have to understand our both body, the limitations of body, let us not compare with one another. Every body is a distinct person. Each body is having positive and negative things. One is positive, another is negative. I am strong in something, somebody else is strong in the other thing. So do not compare with anybody. Understand your own self. What is your strength and what is your weakness? And understand your mind. How far I can go in a particular field and start practicing. Then the second thing is anukrama. Follow a certain particular sequence in the life as well as in the yoga. First, you have to, for example, first initially you have to do one sukshma vyayam, then go to asana, then do pranayama, meditation, like that. The sequence only you should. Doing meditation first and going to asana is wrong. So that sequence should be followed to achieve the correct result. Then gamana, attention is a very more important thing. We have to give attention to what we are doing. Think one thing at a particular time. If I am doing asana, I should think about that asana. I should think about how my body is doing it. Anything is wrong, correct it. Watching TV and doing asana is not okay. So anything, if you are doing two works at a time, it will be contradictory and both work will not give good result. Gamana, you have to give attention. Then the practice should be gradual and slow. Suddenly I want to go to jhana, meditation. No. You have to go to the first step. Gradually you have to practice. In Bhagavad Gita, Sri Krishna says that it may take several generations, several janmas to learn this yoga. That much it is. The practice makes us perfect. Slowly start practicing, move slowly, correct the fault, and slowly you will find yourself that you are getting the benefit. Sudden benefit is very dangerous. Let us not imagine the sudden benefit from yoga. You have to go gradually, slow and slow, and progress towards the goal.
Next.
Now, again we said that Gheranda, Rishi Gheranda said his yoga is Saptanga yoga. So Sapta Sadhana, what are the 7 achievements? That is explained in this sloka. Shodhanam dradata chaiva, stairyam dhairyam cha lagavam, pratyakshan cha nirliptam cha, ghatasya sapta sadhana. That is 7 achievements are explained here. The second sloka says, Shatkarmana Shodhanam. The achievement corresponding to the 7 yogas, 7 steps. The Saptanga which we told, Shodhana, that one by one he is explaining the achievement. Shatkarmana Shodhanam. The first step is Shatkarma in the 7 limbs. The first limb is the Shatkarma. So Shatkarma will purify our body, through which body can be made pure, free of diseases. Then asanena bhavet drida. By doing asana, our body will become strong. By practicing asana, physical strength will be there, firmness will be achieved. Then mudraya sthirata chaya. Stability. By doing mudra, we get a stability of. So Mudra Shastra says that our body creates lot of energy during yoga process. That's why when rishis sit days together, months together, years together in a forest by doing yoga, the lot of heat, lot of energy, internal energy is created.
Next.
And it is said, Mudra Shastra says that the energy dissipates through the tip of our fingers. So Mudra Shastra says when you do different mudras, the energy is recycled. It is coming back to our body. Different mudras will have different benefit, but ultimately the energy is, when you practice mudra, prana is pulled back. That's what Mudra Shastra. That is Mudraya Sthirata Chaya. The next is Pratyaharena Dhira. Patience is achieved by practicing Pratyahara. What is Pratyahara? Is the step our mind is flowing outward, the internalizing our mind, trying to think about one thing and stabilizing in that one point is the Pratyahara. So Pratyahara, withdrawal of our mind from the outward nature and internalizing it. That is the Pratyahara. Then the fifth is Pranayamat Laghavancha. By doing the fifth limb of the Garanda is the pranayama. By doing pranayama, Laghavam means halkapan, the lightness. When you do pranayama, your body will feel light. The lightness is achieved by doing pranayama. Next is Dhyanat Pratyaksha Sadhana, Pratyakshamatmana. Self-realization is achieved by dhyana. The next stage of the pratyahara is the dhyana. So dhyana, you are concentrating on a particular thing for a moment. And when you are able to carry forward for more time, it becomes dhyana. So it is a very vast subject. I am just telling in a sentence. It has a different ways of meditation also. So now we will limit ourselves to understand that meditation is concentration in one point, stopping our mind from going outward to the nature. That is Dhyanat Pratyakshanatma. The next is Samadhina Nirliptancha Muktirevacha Nasamshaya. Ultimately, when you reach Samadhi, you are getting a sort of detachment from the world. You are not bothered what outsiders are telling you, what is nature is there. You are internalizing fully the last stage of dhyana. That is Samadhi. Okay, it is behind our imagination how the Samadhi occurs. But that is the thing. The ultimate aim of yoga is to achieve detachment from this world. That only the achievers of the great munis will be able to do it. So, Samadhina Nirliptancha Muktireva Nasamshaya. That is the, in brief, the Saptanga Yoga. Now, coming back to the 7 limbs, the first limb I am just explaining what are the Shat Karmas. Dautir Basti Tatha Neti Laulaki, Trataki Tata, Kapalabhatischaitan, Shatkarmani Samaj. The sixth limb, the sixth way of doing Shatkarma is Dauti, Bhakti, Neti, Nauli, Trataka, Kapalabhati. These are the six things, and these six are having again stop. The Dauti is of 13 times. 13 ways you can do Dauti. We will not go into the details of it, it's a practical thing. The Bhakti has 2 times, Neti 1 type, Nauli, Trataka, Kapalabhati you can do in a 3 ways, like this. Out of this, I think I am following Trataka I am doing, Kapalabhati I am doing, Nauli I am doing, and in Dauti I am doing the Agnisara Kriya. So the 4 I am following. So next moving to Dauti, we said there that it is having 13 different ways of Dauti. The mainly Dauti, Danta Dauti, Hrud Dauti, and Mula Shodha. Again, they are subdivided into Vatasara, Varisara, Vannisara, Vaishka. Here the Vannisara is our Agnisara, the moving the stomach side by side. That is Agnis. So Danta Dauti, they are the easier ones. We also do it. Danta Mula. Danta Mula means the base of the Mula, if you rub through by a forefinger, that is Danta Mula. Jihva Mula, the starting of our tongue, clean through the 3 fingers, middle finger, these 3 fingers, if you put it and clean every day, it will become clean. The kapha is cleaned down. That is Jihva. Bhalarandra. Bhalarandra is the upper side of our. You have to put this finger, clean it every day. That's what it says. Karnarandra, cleaning of by using the foot. Then Kapalarandra is the ear, cleaning of ear. You have to put the 4 fingers and clean. That's what it says. But everything, I believe, should be learned through the Guru. Let us not practice it without much knowledge. That we have to keep it in mind. Some of them are very dangerous. We should not do it without any. Vriddauti, Mula Shodhana, all these are very difficult ones. Should be learned through proper Guru. Let us move on. So finally, what I say is the Saptanga Yoga of Rishi Geranda is like this. 7 limbs we have already discussed. Each limb is having so many. Shatkarma we have seen 21 types. Asanas, 32 asanas Rishi Geranda is explaining. Mudras, 25 type of mudras. Pratyahara, 5 ways you can do Pratyahara. Pranayama, 10 times, 10 ways. Dhyana, 5 ways. Samadhi, 6. It's a very vast subject. Difficult to learn in one go. It takes a lot of period. And it has to go in a progressive manner, in a very slowly. Our 1 birth period may not be sufficient to learn this. So it is just for knowledge. Whatever we have to start, it should be practically. So this I am completing with Ghatastha Yoga, and another important book try to discuss, that is Patanjali Yoga. Patanjali Yoga Sutra. So again, Mangala Shloka, Yogena Chittasya Padena Vacham, Malam Sharirasya Jemu, Vidyakena, Yopakarottam Pravaram Muninam, Patanjalim Pranjaliram. The mean, we salute Patanjali Maharshi. The Patanjali Maharshi wrote 3 books major. Patanjali Yoga Sutra, Patanjali Ayurveda, and Patanjali Vyakarana. These are 3 books written by Maharshi Patanjali. Yogena Chittasya. For the health of the mind, we study Yoga Sutra. Padena Vacham. For the cleanliness of our what we talk, Vacham. Padena Vacham. The Patanjali Vyakarana book explains about the Vyakarana. And Malam Sharirasya cha Vaidyakena. The Patanjali Ayurveda. Vaidyakena. The mala of our body will be clean. Why? Patanjali Ayurveda. We salute the person who gave the world these 3 granthas. That is the meaning of this Patanjali Yoga. The path moving forward, Patanjali Yoga Sutra has 195 sutras together in Sanskrit. It is a one line, all are one line sloka. If you read the sloka, you will never get anything. We don't understand. Different people like Bhojaraja have written, Vivekananda have written bhashyas about this sutra. They have written big books. The original Yoga, Patanjali Yoga Sutra, I'm having with me is in Kannada. It is explained in Kannada also. I carry with me always. It's a small book with mentioning the sutra and explaining 1 or 2 pages about each sutra. I must have read many times and not able to understand. Some sutras I have understood, which I am going to explain to you. So, it is divided into 4 padas: Samadhi pada, Sadhana pada, Vibhuti pada, Kaivalya pada. And respective padas have this many slokas. Altogether it will come to 190. That is the introduction. Now, out of the 195 sutras, let us discuss some of the important sutras. Out of that, the first sloka is Atha Yoga Anushasanam. Now the yoga teaching will start. That is the first sloka. Next, Yoga Chittavritti Nirodha. This is a very important sloka of the Patanjali Yoga. One important sutra. Yes, sir? Anything? Yeah. Yoga Chittavritti Nirodha. Good explanation is required here to understand this. Yoga, what is Chitta, what is Vritti, and what is Chittavritti Nirodha? If we divide it in parts, we have to understand what is Chitta and what is Vritti. Chittavritti Nirodha. Now, yeah. Imagine a man sleeping with eyes open.
Sir, Balakrishna sir, please mute, kindly mute. Balakrishna sir, kindly mute, sir.
Sir.
Mute ಮಾಡಿ. Okay.
Okay. Now, Yoga Chittavritti Nirodha. If we imagine a man sleeping with eyes open, some people do, we know. Eyes open, the things, the object is there in front. Maybe if he is sleeping upside, the fan is there, the eyes are there, eyes are open, retina is complete, but he is not looking at anything. He is not seeing he is sleep because he is sleeping. What does he mean? Because he is sleeping, the mind is disconnected from the connection of our brain and nerves. So that means eyes are not the primary instrument for viewing. The primary instrument is mind and the nerves and the brain, which is there in our head. So when the mind is connected with the eyes and with the brain and nerve, the cycle is complete. So mind stuff we say, the brain and the mind and nerves. Mind stuff. When it is connected to eyes we say it is Indriya. Panchendriya, we know. One of the Indriya. So the first thing is the object should be there. It is a suggestion, outside suggestion it is. The object, any object, anything, book, fan, mobile, pen, anything. It is there in front of us. The eyes are open. The two things are not sufficient. The third thing is required, which is the mind attachment. So when mind is connected to the brain center or the nerve center, the circle is complete and the mind acts. When mind acts and takes the suggestion to the internally it travels all the way to our mind and suggests to the person which is known as buddhi. We call it buddhi. The buddhi, the suggestion is taken by the mind to the buddhi and buddhi reacts. The reaction of the buddhi and action of mind create a suggestion to the purusha who is behind the mind and buddhi. We say purusha, ultimate myself. So the purusha acknowledges, yes, there is a fan. So like that, the complete action is over when object is there, eyes are open, the mind is connected to the brain center, and buddhi reacts, and purusha is the object. This is the way the cycle is complete. Here, the buddhi is a suggestion. The buddhi is it creates the knowledge or thought. It creates thought. Thought is presented to the purusha. Purusha and prakriti, we know. Prakriti is outside suggestion and purusha is ourself. So when purusha understands prakriti, because of this action and reaction of mind stuff and indriyas. Indriyas are a secondary things and mind is a primary thing. So first there is an instrument, then there is a mind organ, and then there is a mind attachment, and cycle is complete. The idea of buddhi flashes and thought is created. Purusha, the real self, acknowledges perceives the object. That is the thing. Now, what I was reading is a book from Swami Vivekananda. Vivekananda explains this process by giving an example of a lake. A man is standing by the side of a lake. He picks up a stone and throws in the lake. So what happens? The stone goes inside, but the water is thrown up. The wave is created. The ripple, the wave is created and it's moving outward in all the directions. So when the waves are there, you cannot see inside the water. The stone or the bottom of the lake, you cannot see when the waves are there. So when the waves have subsided, water is clean, waves have subsided, and it has become calm. If I peep through the water, I am able to see the bottom of the lake. So Vivekananda says that the lake is the chitta vritti. The mind stuff is the lake. And the waves created by throwing a stone, the vritti. And the bottom of the lake is the self. So to look at ourselves, this thing is compared to our purusha. So look at our inside, the waves should be subsided. If waves are there, you cannot look at the bottom of the lake. Similarly, when the vritti, what we said earlier, the chitta vritti, here the mind stuff is the chitta vritti. The brain, the mind and the brain and the nerve. Chitta, they are called chitta, the brain. Chitta. Then vrittis are the waves created by action and reaction of the mind and buddhi, the wave. From the outside suggestion. Outside suggestion is very vast. We see the crores of things are there. So whatever mind sees, the mind is flowing outward, you get the reflection to the Purusha. So when these things are happening, when mind is flowing outward, you cannot think internally. The waves are there. Waves are thrown at the mind. So these waves should be subsided. So when waves are subsided, my mind becomes powerful. It has to internalize. It has to think of the next stage. It can view what I am, what is inside me. I can think about inside. That is how the chitta vritti. So chitta vritti nirodha, now we understand chitta vritti nirodha yoga. We have to subside this wave, the vrittis. Then only the mind will become calm. So waves are created, vritti. The bottom of the lake is our self. And chitta, mind stuff. This is the brief meaning of chitta vritti nirodha. When chitta is acting outward, it has got 3 stages. Mind appears in 3 stages. Tamasa, Rajasa, Sattvika. These are the 3 important stages the mind appears. When the mind is occupied by Tamasa, I am very cruel. I hurt others. And when Tamasa subsides, Rajasika comes up. I am the king. I am all powerful. I want to rule the world. Rajasika. And finally, when these 2 things are subsided, that is known as Sattvika. The mind becomes calm. I become a soft person. My activity will subside, but internally I will become more powerful. Generally, a dull man will be visualized. When you see a person sitting without any activity, you may say that a very dull. The person who is shouting and acting more looks powerful. But actually, the person who is sitting without much activity, he may be strong, he may be powerful. Sattvika. So that's the meaning. If it is very easy to make the horse run, jump, everything. But the person who can stop that horse to stand still is the powerful person. So the person without much activity, being cool, is most powerful than the active person. Okay. It may not be always, even the dull person may be there actually. But really, the calm person has less physical activity. He is more powerful. He can think powerfully. He can perform the actions in a better way, in a coherent way. That is the thing. So, generally, the mind naturally has the tendency to look inside. It is internal, it tries to internalize. But the suggestions outside, the indriyas, what we say, nose, eyes, ears, skin, everything, the panchendriya, they are trying to make the mind to draw outside. So when the mind is drawn outside, the waves are created and the mind becomes occupied, preoccupied with the outside suggestions, and we are enjoying the universe. The entire universe is a suggestion. So it is thrown towards the mind. When mind acts and buddhi reacts, we are occupied with the universe. Here, now its original mind, the original way is to internalize. So by doing yoga, if I can make my body pure and my mind strong, I am able to look inside. My mind is internalized. That means that is the first stage in you. I think I made it clear. There will be a lot of doubt. It's a very vast subject. And this is the brief about Chitta Vritti Nirodha. Then the next sutra I am taking is Abhyasa Vairagyanam Tannirodha. So what do I say? Abhyasa and Vairagya. The first thing when I start yoga, my mind may be concentrating in a particular thing for a few seconds, for a fraction of a second initially. For a few, I am not able to sustain. Again, the mind will go away. It is flowing outside because of the outward suggestion. But when I practice abhyasa, I am able to hold it for a few seconds initially. So it may increase to 10 seconds, 20 seconds. Abhyasa and vairagya, a sort of vairagya when you withdraw yourself from the outside world. That will also have. The two things, abhyasa and vairagya, will help us to achieve this. Tatra sthitau yatno abhyasa. Here he defined what is abhyasa. The continuous practice of remaining in that point is abhyasa. That is a one-line explanation. When you are able to withhold your mind for the continuous period, it is abhyasa. The more you practice, the more you. The next is Satu Dirghakala Nairantarya Satkara Sevito Dradabhumi. I may be able to make it Dradabhumi, that practice Dirghakala. The three things. Practice must be for longer period. Practice must be continuous. Practice with respect. This is third thing is very important. You should do it with respect. What do you mean with respect? You have to concentrate on that. You should have positive attitude towards what you are doing. That is the respect you have to give to respect. So that is Dirghakala, I'm Dridhabhumi. These are I'll go in very briefly, time is going up. Vyadhisthana, these are the 9 things. These are the 9 things of which we come across during the practice of yoga. This is idleness, doubt, inattentiveness, lack of energy, proneness to sensuality, mistaken views, not being able to maintain the progress attained, unsteadiness, chitta vikshepa. They are called as chitta vikshepa or antaraya. We have to overcome these 9 obstacles to achieve the yoga. In addition to that, there are 4 more obstacles. Dukkha, daurmanasya, angamejayatva, shvasaprachvasaya vikshepa. These 4 things again: distress, depression, nervousness, and labored breathing. These are the chitta vikshepa. Here again, the different slokas are there. What is yama? As per the Patanjali Yoga Sutra, we have done. What is yama? What is niyama? Okay. So these I am not going to explain because of the shortage of time. I also wanted to go to the next item, Bhagavad Gita, but I think it is already 8:30. We will take another session for this. And these are the PPTs I had tried. What is Yama? What is Niyama? These things we'll share some other time. The Bhagavad Gita I had prepared to discuss. All the entire Bhagavad Gita is of Karma Yoga, the action, Bhakti Yoga, the worship, Jnana Yoga, knowledge, the three things in Bhagavad Gita. And the definition of Bhagavad Gita, Samatvam Yoga Uchyate. You have made it for Samatvam Yoga Uchyate is the brief of definition of yoga as per Sri Krishna. Sukhe dukkhe same kritva labha labho jaya jayo tato yuddhaya yujyasva naivam prapamo. So sukha dukkha labha nashta siddhi asiddhi shita ushna, in all these things, if we try to become, if we are equilibrium, it is a very difficult thing, but there is nothing wrong in trying. So this samatva is known as yoga as per Bhagavad Gita. So again, how to sit for dhyana, this explains. I am comparing it with the Gita and Patanjali Yoga Sutra. Stiram Sukham Asanam, the more you are able to sit in one position for longer period is asana. The same thing Bhagavad Gita says, how to sit for yoga. This is the 6th adhyaya of Bhagavad Gita. Shuchau deshe pratisthapya stiramana samatmanaha natyuchitam natinecham chailayana kushottara. Darbhe, vastra ಮತ್ತು ಅಜಿನ ಇಸ್ ಜಿಂಕೆ ಚರ್ಮ, ಇದು ಮೂರನ್ನು ಹಾಸಿಕೊಂಡು ಶುಚಿಯಾದ ಸ್ಥಳದಲ್ಲಿ ಅತಿ ಎತ್ತರವೂ ಅಲ್ಲದ ಅತಿ ತಗ್ಗು ಅಲ್ಲದ ಪ್ರದೇಶದಲ್ಲಿ ಕುಳಿತುಕೊಂಡು ಧ್ಯಾನ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ವಾಟ್ ಇಟ್ ಸೇಸ್. ಸಮಂಕಾಯ ಶಿರೋಗ್ರೀವಂ ಧಾರಯನ್ ಅಚಲಂ ಸ್ಥಿರಃ ಸಂಪ್ರೇಕ್ಷ್ಯ ನಾಸಿಕಾಗ್ರಂ ದಿಶಶ್ಚಾನವಲೋಕಯ. ಆ ಕಡೆ ಈ ಕಡೆ ನೋಡಬಾರ್ದು. ಸಮಂಕಾಯ ಶಿರೋ, ಕುತ್ತಿಗೆ ಮತ್ತು ಶಿರ ನೇರವಾಗಿರಬೇಕು. ಅಚಲಂ ನಾಸಿಕಾಗ್ರಂ, ಲುಕ್ at the agra of a nasika and start doing yoga. That is the thing. The same thing Patanjali says, stiram sukham asana. And here again the three, so this one, achintyaiva param dhyana, told by Shankaracharya. Chinte madadiruvude dhyana. That is the brief meaning. Lot of explanations you can give, but due to paucity of time, I will just pass it on. Dhyanam nirvishayam manaha, Patanjali says. Vishaya, outside suggestion, just now we have discussed. Nirvishayam, when Vishayas are not there in the mind, that is dhyana. So you have to try to take out the outside suggestion, your dhyana will be successful. And this sloka which I am mentioning, I remember one of the great Pandit scholar is Kundur Nagendra Bhatt. He is my relative actually. When I went to his house, I always tried to discuss yoga with him. He told me this sloka. Jayettu manasa mantram jihvashtam navichalaye nakampayet shirogrivam dantannaiva prakashe. So while doing dhyana, what you have to do? ಧ್ಯಾಯೇತ್ತು ಮನಸ್ಸಿನಿಂದ ಮಂತ್ರವನ್ನು ಜಪಿಸಬೇಕು. ಜಿಹ್ವಾಷ್ಟಂ ನಮಿಚಾಲೆ, ನಾಲಿಗೆಯನ್ನು ನಾಲಿಗೆ ಬಾಯಿ ಮುಚ್ಚಿಕೊಂಡಿದ್ರು ಕೆಲವು ಸಲ ನಾಲಿಗೆ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಹೊಡ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ಶುಡ್ ಸ್ಟಾಪ್. ಯು ಶುಡ್ ನಾಟ್ ಮೂವ್ ಯುವರ್ ಟಂಗ್. ನಕಂಪಯೇ ಶಿರೋಗ್ರೀವಂ, ಅಗೇನ್ ವಾಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಟೋಲ್ಡ್ ಇನ್ ಬೈ ಭಗವದ್ಗೀತಾ. ಶಿರ ಮತ್ತು ಕುತ್ತಿಗೆಯನ್ನು ಅಲುಗಾಡಿಸಬಾರ್ದು. ದಂತಾನ್ನೈವ ಪ್ರಕಾಶ, ಹಲ್ಲನ್ನು ತೋರಿಸಬಾರ್ದು, ಬಾಯಿ ಮುಚ್ಕೊಂಡಿರ್ಬೇಕು. This is the brief I have, the Pandit Nagendra Bhatt has. He is very famous in our side. He is not there. But the great man, I always remember him when I tell this sloka. So this is the brief. Again, I have compared it. We will just skip it. What is Patanjali Yoga Sutra, and we have discussed it. I am just comparing. But how is the similarities? Again, I just mentioned how you senior people, most of us are senior people today attending the yoga session. Yogas for senior. We have to practice by doing small sukshma vyayam, warm up, and then go for only easy asana because we are above 60. Pranayama, meditation. It should go in this sequential way. I have just shared a few of the asanas here. There is nothing to explain. It's a practical thing we will take up during our practice session, which our president has suggested that we should start in the morning. We will do it again. So, Vrikshasana and Utkatasana both are standing poses. This is with my family. Ustrasana, Urdhva Hastasana, both are back bending asana, very good for our back. Every day it should be done to avoid back pain. This is again Garudasana, Thadasana, standing poses. Mandukasana, Gomukhasana, sitting poses. So we have to make combination of standing poses, sitting poses, and lie down poses for seniors also. Then only it is complete. We should make forward bending as well as backward bending. Make a combination of that. Then it is perfect. Balasana, good for taking rest. Vrikshasana, Vakrasana, good for our back again. Markatasana, lie down poses. Utthana Padasana, comparatively easy poses I have mentioned. Except this asana, it was done in USA. My daughter's house in the garden, it was done. Natarajasana. A bit difficult, don't try without much practice. So finally, for meditation, dhyana and pranayama, you can use either of the asana, Padmasana and Vajrasana. If because of the knee pain, both of them is not possible, the normal cross leg sitting or the chair yoga you can do. And I conclude, sorry for taking little more time. Again, we'll close it with prayer. Karabindu Sanyuktam Nityam Jhayanti Kamadam Kshadam Chaiva Omkaraya Namo. Dhanyavadaha. I thank the Samprabha team for giving me opportunity to occupy this hot seat on the occasion of Silver Jubilee. I was surprised to see the 25th edition. I congratulate the entire Samprabha team for this Silver Jubilee celebration. I thank my president, Shri Narayan Swami sir. He has called me in the morning that he is not able to attend the journey. I can see the Kodandramji has joined. Yeah, the chair is changed, sir. Yeah, it is visible. Samprabha, the background, that looks nice. I thank Sri Bharathraj sir and all the Samprabha members. I especially thank the people who have joined, my friends and well-wishers. Even I can see my 2 children have joined, my son-in-law has joined, and my Bigaru, Sri Lakshmana Murthy, Sri Joshi, my close friend in Air Force, all have joined. I thank them very much. Your support is my strength. Thank you.
So I request Kodandramji to
Yeah.
take over and conclude with his words.
Yeah. See, I'm really thrilled. In fact, the entire journey I had it, and by the time I reached, I rushed because the energy you have given us is something unimaginable. Starting from Garanda, you have brought to the Patanjali, and from there to our Bhagavad Gita, the words of Paramatma, which have taken the whole journey of so many thousands of years. In a nutshell, you have given us. We are really blessed, we feel. But we don't want this to go wasted. In fact, I have plans every 3 months, 4 months, like that. Whenever you are free, when you get the free, please tell me. We will have sessions, especially the theoretical sessions, because being old, we need to listen to this so that we will propagate to the newer generations. Today, whatever I have heard, I have struggled to get this information, and from your mouth today, when I was listening, I do not know how it became a call of mine, because my grandfather used to speak of this Garanda and I searched for it. And when you mentioned the other day, I was really thrilled. Today I reached my goal. So you will be getting a lot of occasions. We will be requesting you, we will troubling you, and we will certainly make use of your ancient wisdom. Both practices also we will start creating it, and we will theoretically we want to upgrade the information to the society so that it gets recorded in future generation. Also they can listen to your video and they can learn. I am extremely happy. I hand over to say a vote of thanks to our Vasu, beloved Vasu, which I want him to do. So thank you, sir, for honoring our words. Last time when your son was there, I did not want to keep it because I did not want you to be in the disturbed mind of a wave of a thing. Now today you have really settled and you have taken us see the bottom of what is the wealth of our ancient wisdom is. Bharathraj Ji, I was extremely happy. The way you spoke to him, introducing him, it's befitting the 25th event. I am extremely happy. Mr. Vasu, please kindly take over.
Thank you, sir. I'll also switch over to Kannada. ಇವತ್ತಿನ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ ಒಂದು ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಬಹಳ ವಿಶೇಷವಾದ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ ಆಗಿತ್ತು. ಅವರು ನಮ್ಮ ಇವತ್ತಿನ ಮುಖ್ಯ ಅತಿಥಿಗಳಾದ DS ಹೆಗಡೆ ಅವರು ನಮ್ಮ ಕೋದಂಡರಾಮ್ ಸರ್ ಹೇಳಿದಂಗೆ 4,000 ವರ್ಷದ ಒಂದು ಇದನ್ನ 1 hour ಕ್ಯಾಪ್ಸೂಲ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಮಗೆ ದೇರ್ ವಾಸ್ ಅಬ್ಸಲ್ಯೂಟ್ ಸೈಲೆನ್ಸ್. ಯಾವಾಗ ನಮಗೆ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ರೂಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಲಿಟ್ರೇಚರ್ ಮೇಸ್ಟರ್ ಆಗಲಿ, ಒಬ್ಬ ಸಾಂಸ್ಕ್ರಿಟ್ ಟೀಚರ್ ಆಗಲಿ, ಒಬ್ಬ ಮ್ಯಾಥಮೆಟಿಕ್ಸ್ ಟೀಚರ್ ಆಗಲಿ, ಅವ್ರ ಸಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಅನ್ನ ನಮಗೆ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೈನ್ ಮಾಡೋ ಟೈಮಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಸೈಲೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಕೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರೆ ಅಟ್ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಅಟೆನ್ಷನ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಆ ಥರ ಈ 1 hour 10 minutes ನಮಗೆ ತುಂಬಾ ಒಳ್ಳೆ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ನಮಗೆ ಹೆಗಡೆ ಅವರು ಒಂದು ನದಿಯ ಪ್ರವಾಹ ತರ ಬ್ಯೂಟಿಫುಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋದ್ರು. ಆಮೇಲೆ ನನ್ನ ಹತ್ರ ಒಂದು ರಿಕ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ ಇದೆ, ಈ ಒಂದು PPT ನಮ್ಮ ಜೊತೆ ಅವರು ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಶೇರ್ ಮಾಡಲಿ. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಬಹಳ ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಶನ್, ಬಹಳ ಸಂಗತಿಗಳಿದೆ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ. ಇದು ಎಲ್ರಿಗೂ ಉಪಯೋಗ ಆಗೋಂತ ಒಂದು ಒಳ್ಳೆ PPT ಇದು. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ರಿಕ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ ಇದೆ, ಈ ತಿಂಗಳು 30ನೇ ತಾರೀಕು ನಮ್ಮ 30-29 ನಮ್ಮ ಪೆನ್ಷನರ್ಸ್ ಮೀಟ್ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಅಂದ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ ನಾನು. MGK ಸರ್ ಇದೆಯಾ? ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ ಸರ್? ಮ್ಯೂಟ್. Yes, sir. So we would also request our Hegde ji to spare some time and be with us there.
Yes.
So that we will tell our seniors, because yoga for seniors is one of the good things which a good idea. So we can
we are planning to meet on
27th. So ಅದು ನವರಾತ್ರಿ ಮಧ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ಅದು we will meet. So I am quite sure that so many of our friends today who have been a part of this Samprabha 25th Silver Jubilee Karikrama would have been benefited and inspired to take up and slowly, as he said, Bhagavad Krishna, Srimad Bhagavatam ಹೇಳಿದಂಗೆ it has to come over a period of practice. You cannot rush through so many things in a small schedule. Step by step we have to go. So it's a very good information and inspiring to all of us. So simple exercise ಇಂದ ಹಿಡಿದು, ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಈ ಏಜ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ಲಿ ಸುಮಾರು ಪೀಪಲ್ಗೆ some health issues will be there, but with this yoga we can manage that. We can control our minds also and control our this thing. So on behalf of the Samprabha team and Sambhashane platform, the president, MGK sir, Bharathraj sir, and all others, and my own behalf, and He was been doing the support of on the technical side. I thank with wholeheartedly our today's guest, Devaru Hegde ji, DS Hegde ji, ಹವ್ಯಕ ದೇಶರತ್ನ ಅನ್ನೋ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಸ್ತುತಿಯನ್ನು ಪಡೆದವರು ಮಿನಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿ ಆಫ್ ಆಯುಷ್ ಗವರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ ಇಂದ. ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಅ ವೆರಿ ಗುಡ್ award and recognition of his service. So may his services continue for many more years and let us all get benefit from him. ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು ಸರ್, ತುಂಬಾ ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ಸ್. ಶುಭರಾತ್ರಿ. ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಅ ನೈಸ್ ಡೇ.
Thank you all.
ಓಕೆ ಸರ್.